Okay, good morning, everybody. I am Vincent Meza. This is Listings to Leads, and it's that time to talk about how to get more listings with the system. If you're new to us, we have a lot here for realtors, whether you have listings or whether you don't have listings. If you have listings, then we've got some really powerful marketing automation. It is our listing marketing is actually designed to get buyers and to get sellers. So if you're trying to get more listings, it is actually in your interest to be marketing your listings, and we'll talk about some of those tools that do that. We also have a lot of social media content, and that's very useful in various platforms. If you're increasing your networks, growing your networks, or just trying to engage them, we have a lot of automated tools that you can set and forget and work. We have a really great open house marketing platform, and we also have a lot of ways to get listings. And that's really the point of today's call is how do we get more listings? I'm going to show you something. I get a report every week of kind of the top landing pages that are working in the area. And this is a new one. This is an instant home value landing page in the Twin Cities. And it's really interesting because to me, it's fairly generic, but she's showing up on our charts of getting a lot of leads in the past 7 days. This one here, this is a new client. We haven't spoken to her, but she must be a neighbor because that harbor there is a harbor next to my harbor. I know this is the San Francisco Bay, and she is ranking on close to the top of our list of the volume of listing leads. And it's a very simple landing page. What is your home worth now? Right. And we are going to talk about that because I think a lot of there are core ways of getting listings. And one of them is definitely getting a home valuation landing page that looks like your area and that you can use in multiple ways in print, on ads, and also in your CRM. And so let's log in before we get too far into it to think about that. When we talk about a landing page, I think the way that most agents think about it is, hey, let's get that landing page and run it out on Facebook. And I will just tell you this right up front, that has a lot of weaknesses. There's a lot of ways to waste your money and lose your money and time running it out on Facebook with a home valuation landing page. There are some hoops, basically. There's basically not much targeting on Facebook anymore. And so you are wasting your money, essentially. So we'll talk about the workaround to make that work. But what I want to do is go into the landing page and kind of give you a couple of ideas of how to think about where you're going to capture leads. Okay. And one is ads. Google ads is a really great place to be. It's the number one website in the country. Facebook ads is a really good place to be. Number 3 website in the country. But like I mentioned, it has some challenges. So running it out on Facebook can be really a problem. And then there's print, and print takes longer. You get fewer leads, but they are really high quality leads. It's also a little more expensive. So the best quality listing leads are actually coming from our print tools, not our Facebook tools, right? Even though everybody's familiar with Facebook. And then last, we have tools that are designed for CRM. So if you have hundreds or you have thousands of leads inside your CRM, we have tools to help you engage those people. And there will be hyperlinks in our e-flyers and things like that. So you should really be thinking about every week, if you have more than 300 leads in a CRM, every week you should find an e-flyer from us somewhere to engage those people. If you have a CRM, you're probably sending them e-flyers. It's just those e-flyers they don't have call to actions. That's really it. It's got your picture. It's got your photograph. Call me when you need help. And I don't know if you know this, but people are just not very excited about calling realtors. They are excited, however, about getting information throughout the year, right? And certainly for weeks and months before they decide to make a major real estate decision. And that's why you want to be using our e-flyers every week. If you've got a good number of leads, you want to use those. So that's one way. And also e-flyers are free, right? Now we do have some free social media content, and it's totally wise to turn that stuff on and set and forget that. And it will capture some leads, right? And in the setup, when you're starting up with this, you definitely want to make sure and be taking advantage of that. But I do want to show you a couple of things that you definitely need to do if you want more listings. And one is create landing pages. And that's why we're here. So if you are in an area, like wherever you are, there's probably 4 or 5 towns that you want to focus on. It's not just one city, it's a few. And you'll notice here that I have one for Folsom Heights, the Woodlands. Here's another one for Folsom Heights. But you don't want to go out generic like this. Let's just look at it real quick. So this is how a landing page works. It says, what is your home worth? And it's got the name of the city, wherever you are. That's a neighborhood, I think, out in Dallas. And a person lands here and it says, get the value estimate. So this is what there's a few companies, a number of companies that create landing pages for instant home value. And it usually works just like this. Give us your address first, then give us your contact information so we can give you your home value, right? And here we're going to ask, why do you want it? I'm thinking about selling, right? So if they don't give you this, and a lot of people won't give you a simple email address, they might give you a fake one, but a lot of people would just rather leave than give you an email address. If they don't, all you're going to get is their address. We'll email it to you. If they do give you their email address, then they click view report. They're going to get an instant home value. So let's look at it. Now we're getting this value from a company called Onboard Infometrics. You might know them as Atom, ATOM. And that's how it works. It's got a low, a medium, and a high, right? And there's some other data here. These are PDF guides that are branded to you. If they want to download one, they can just give you their contact information and they'll get that, right? I guess in this case, they don't need to because we've already got their contact information. They can schedule an appointment with you. Your reviews are here, and that's all good, right? That's how the landing page works. So the question is, if the landing page works, how do I get people to it? And that's the thing that I want to talk about. So first of all, you notice that Woodlands ones when you create a landing page, it creates a generic look like that. And you want to be careful with that because when you're asking somebody their contact information and their address, and you don't look like you represent their area, they're probably not going to respond very well, right? And that's why when you see I have my Santa Monica page here, I've got a picture of the Santa Monica Pier, right? So like, all right, you must know our area. This is pretty cool picture, right? But they don't always have to be like that. One of our top performing home valuation pages, which is funny, this one here that I was showing you earlier is a picture of the bay. So you definitely know, oh, she could be running an ad in 6 different cities, maybe even 10 around the bay. And they would all know that, oh, my area, right? But I've also seen people put pictures. There's one that's been performing well for the past 2 months that has a picture of the outlet malls that are around where you have all this kind of name brand fashion clothing stuff. There's a big sign and it says Potomac, right? The Potomac outlets or something like that. That's what she has on the back here. I'll show you one of the top pages that have worked for our Coldwell Banker client as one of the Summit Diner. So this is in Summit, New Jersey. They're an office client of ours. And their manager said, hey, our number one home valuation ad is the one with the picture of the Summit Diner in the back. And this is a small town in Summit, New Jersey, 22,000 people. This is on Main Street. And you can guess from the look of this place, it's probably been there at least, I don't know, 70 years. That's an old design, right? So if you know the Summit Diner, Summit, New Jersey, and that's really what you want to think about when you create a landing page is how can I put a picture in the background that's going to help me convey that I know their area? So when you create a landing page, and we'll drop you immediately on the editor, and the first thing that we ask you to do is over here on the left, upload an image, right? And that way You upload an image. It should be 2000 pixels wide because this kind of covers a whole screen, and boom, that it'll be there. Be ready to go. So once your page is created, there are ways to get this out. Now, this says share on social media, so you can quickly do that there. I don't think sharing on social media is going to really move the needle for you. I think print marketing is going to be very effective for you. So let's look at, are we looking at the Woodlands one? Oh, must be. Let's go to a different one. Let's look at the Santa Monica one. Well, let's go to edit and tools, and let's look at advanced options, and let's look at print marketing again. Because when you put a photograph in the back of the landing page, we auto install it into the print letter. And so I want you to think about our print letters, because if you have a farm market, and let's just concentrate on one farm market, you should be mailing one of our letters twice a month to that market, right? And you know that there's a cost for that, right? We can talk a little bit about that. But this is what our top clients are doing if they are really trying to dominate a farm market. They intermix maybe this letter with the nearby homeowner letter is our number one tool that capture listing leads that turn into listing contract. So you can see here, it's a very simple letter. It just says, hey, hope you're having a good week. Home sales in Santa Monica. And you're supposed to edit this and actually, I don't know what the home sales are in Santa Monica or any of the towns you're working with. What are the sales for last week? What's the high? What is the sum for the year? That kind of thing. You're not making it long. You want them to take a quick glance and go find out their free home value by just scanning right there. And then here's a page here with your reviews if you have your reviews. So it's really simple. We don't want people to read a long time. We want them to make a quick decision. And that is the letter that you can mail out to your neighborhood. We also have postcards, and we have door hangers with the same information, right? So there will be a URL on the front and on the back that's going to help you capture listing leads. Now I want to point out, and there's the door hangers over here, just in case you don't see that. I want to point out what is the best way. Who do you get this to? So what I want to do is click print and mail. And when you do that, we have a partnership with a company called Express Copy. It's a button up at the top. They are a national printer here in the US, and they have a database of everybody that owns a home. Okay. So this is a kind of a different view of the same letter. Looks like that. Here's what's sold. There's the picture. Get your free home value, right? So if you click here with get mailing list, they'll send out 100 pieces in a 1 mile radius to people that own homes for more than 6 years. This is really what you want to do. Okay. Earlier, I said running a Facebook ad, it's difficult because there's no targeting. This is straight up, you're targeting single family homeowners with equity. Very easy. Does cost $185, almost $186 for 100 pieces. But to make it happen, all you do is click submit order. So you can imagine that's very fast. And what I want to make sure you're thinking is that you are trying to get 2 of these letters out per month into your target market. I spoke to somebody last week and she said she really likes to door knock. I said, then you got to take these letters and door knock. Now, the downside for door knocking is you don't actually know who owns the home. You're just knocking. You hope they own the home. They might be a renter. You just don't know. So that's why this can be very powerful here. That's one of the tools that you can use, right? Now, we also have an e-flyer, and you should definitely, if you've got if you got more than 200 or 300 leads, or you got 2,000 or 3,000 leads, you need to be hitting them up with our e-flyers once a week. Pretty easy. You copy the code, you paste it in your CRM, and you blast it on your leads. The thing is, if you've got people in your CRM, let's look at this. It says, hey, here's our home sold report. You can get some data points for your area. Then it says, get your free home value. And then there's another page too. You can see all the homes that are for sale in your account and your reviews. So this one flyer has just a bunch of lead capture built in. You copy the code, you blast it out, right? That's how it works. The thing is, if you're capturing leads, I'm sure if you've been capturing leads for a while, this is happening to all of you. You captured a lead, you saw that they were engaging with your post or your CRM, or your website, and then boom, they go make a transaction with somebody else, right? That's partly because CRMs don't really engage them. They don't really offer much value. They just give you something to read with your beautiful headshot. Here, you've got three, or it's actually more like six call to actions. You can click on that link or that picture, and you're going to have a way of getting to see your reviews or to see what you got or get your free home value. So that's why you want to take this, and every week, wherever you see e-flyers, you want to copy and paste one and blast on your leads. So these are just the back of a home valuation landing page. Probably the most important thing, other than print and e-flyers, is to be running ads on Facebook or Google. So we're going to talk about that later, but I want to just make sure that you're aware that if you come to the landing page section, you can click Property Valuation Plus, and you can type in the name of any town you want, right? And boom, it will create a landing page. And the first thing it's going to tell you is get a picture, right? Put a picture in the back. It's going to look just like this, right? And then you get started. Now you know that in advanced options, there's print flyers and there's e-flyers and there's door hangers and postcards, right? Okay. So we have that. The other thing that I want to mention is our PDF guides. All right. And we have 80 PDF guides. They are branded to you on every page. Your colors, your logo, they all flow through that. And 40 of these guides are for home buyers and 40 of these guides are for home sellers. So if you're concentrating on how to get listings, you want to click on seller PDF guides, and we'll let it do its thing a second. And here's 5 dangers of overpricing. That's probably relevant, right? In any market. And if you click market, you're going to see short form video script. You're going to see Facebook and Instagram ads, Google ads, social media posts, e-flyer for your database. Remember I said you need to hit your database once a week. Cold calling scripts, if you want to call leads and talk to them about this PDF guide you have that they can download. Print flyers with links to download it. Postcards and door hangers with links in the landing page, right? All of these options are designed to help you engage your markets. And as I mentioned, there are 40 different PDF guides. They're all about 5 or 6 pages long, and you're branded on every page. You should definitely be using these. And one way to use them, if you're not going to go through the marketing efforts, is if you are capturing listing leads, I highly recommend you print one of these once a week. You paper clip your business card to it, you put it in an envelope, and you leave it at the home of the people that are leads, right? Because you're not going to be capturing hundreds of leads a week when you're trying to get listings. If you are really fortunate, you would maybe get 2 a week, right? When our clients do mailing and they mail, I'm going to show you our top tool, they might get 2 or 3 leads for mailing 100 pieces of letters, right? 100 pieces of mail. But here, if you're running ads, you can get more leads. They may be more slow burner leads, right? So having a print up of these to help you convert is going to help you out. So we've got all kinds of 40 different PDF guides here. And let's go up here and look at listings. But let's talk about the tools that are here. Now, the number one tool for capturing listing leads that turn into listing contracts actually has to do with your listings, right? And our clients that get the most value from this, they use this tool when a home is just listed, and they use the tool again when the home is just sold. So let's look at it real quick. If you click on market listing and you go to the nearby homeowner letter, this letter looks a lot like the letter on the back of the free home valuation page, right? But this is not talking about a home valuation landing page. It's talking about a home, right? And it says, hey, we just listed this home. Go check it out. Scan it if you want. That's going to affect your home value. Get your free home value here, right? So then you've got this page and they can get their free home value, and you know what that's about, right? So the question is, you could get people to that landing page many different ways, but the best way is to market this, just like that other letter, to people who have equity. So guess what? That's where Express Copy is. And so we can do it very easily through them. I'm going to show you another way, but let's just look because people are logging in. And so Express Copy, you do need an account with them. You connect it and then that works. And you say, yeah, get my mailing list. I want a one, maybe I want a 2 mile radius, 100 pieces to people that own their homes for more than 6 years, and single family homes, submit. Nice and easy, right? Let's go over to the mastermind group. Oh, let's see here. I want to point out it's a little bit challenging to find, but Scott's doing a daily coaching call. I think it's like at 10 in the morning or 9 in the morning, and it's pretty good every day of the week. And it really focuses on one certain aspect. What we're talking about today is more of a broader concept. I do 3 calls. I do 4 calls. I do one that's how to get listings, one that's Facebook and Google ads, and one that is get started for our new clients. But Scott's doing kind of a coaching call to help everybody really get their arms into various aspects of the platform. So I think if you go here, you can sign up right here if you find it in the mastermind group. But I wanted to show you there's a magnifying glass here, and that means you can search the group, right? And you'll notice Pat Motley. You should definitely look at what Pat is saying, and I'm going to show it to you right now. So Pat is using that same letter, but she's not using Express Copy. She prints out 100, then she flips them over and she prints on the back so that it looks like an envelope. And then she handwrites these things, right? You'll notice that little red stamp. It says just sold on Francis Street. You almost think like she bought a handwritten stamp, but actually it's part of the publishing software from Microsoft, right? She uses the Microsoft Publisher. And if you like that, Pat actually, I think on the same day or the next day, shared the script that you use to print the back of the envelope, and you customize it yourself too if you got like a different street. So very useful. The point of this is that this is her second mailing. So she's mailing out that it's just sold. She had already mailed out 100 pieces when it was just listed and got 4 people calling her for free home values. And in this second batch, she got another 4 people. So she was doing this work between September and December of last year. And this year, 8 of these people want to sell their home with her. Pat has been a client of ours for probably more than 10 years. She is in our mastermind group throughout the year saying, oh yeah, I'm getting like more listings, because she just keeps mailing this out. And now she's perfected it. I know she's heard my training calls because I've been training on this letter for 10 years, but yeah, she's basically like getting up to the next level. I think I see a question here. Let's see it here. If you put a 1 mile radius, oh, okay, let me see here. If you put a 1 mile radius for Express Copy and there's less than 100 addresses, or however many it is, and are you charged for the 100 or the number they send out? I don't know, Michelle. That's a good question for Express Copy. So the question is, if you're doing a 1 mile radius and there's 20 homes, are they still charging you 185? And I don't know the answer. Express Copy is probably going to know that one. So what I'm showing you here is the handwritten version of getting it out instead of Express Copy like this. And I actually recommend that more labor intensive way for a couple of reasons. One thing that I think, and I haven't mentioned this, and usually I harp on it quite a lot, is you want to have a list. And if you don't have it, you want to figure out what your top farm market is, right? And you want to get a list of homeowners. And you can buy that list from listsource.com, from remind.com, or even RedX. And your title partners might have that. You really want that list to have the address, the name, the phone number, and the email. Now, if you had that list, obviously you could be mailing letters like this to them, right? You could even through Express Copy say, hey, you know what? Let me click here again. You could say, use my list. Instead of using their list, use my list. And because you bought it. And here's what I want you to think about. Mail to let's look here. So if let's put 20, maybe we can answer that question. It seems to me, Michelle, that they're not going to charge you for 100. Cause if you notice, I put 20 and it's no longer 185. So here's the thing, people, what I want you to think about. If you have your own list and you're marketing to that list in your own farm market, you can then take that same list and drop it in your CRM, upload it to your CRM, or get a MailChimp or a Constant Contact, and then use those e-flyers that I'm talking about, right? So while you're going to your market twice a month and you're emailing once a week, you're really hitting your farm market. I'm going to show you one more thing to do with the list, and that is to put it in Facebook and target them with ads as well. But we're not there yet, but just hold that thought. So this is a very powerful tool, right? There's an e-flyer for your database, right? So you can mix this into your weekly blast. I just listed something, can affect your home value. You get it, right? I do also want to point out that we have tools for your seller's social media. We auto post your listings to your social media. But when this goes up to your seller's Facebook wall, it says, hey, our home is just listed. And you at your office are marketing this. You're selling the home, right? So when people use can be a really high quality lead. You will not get a lot of leads from this, but the leads that you get are not from random people on the internet. They're from your current clients, friends, and family and colleagues. We email this tool to you automatically. You definitely want to be using it. Okay. And so I definitely recommend that. Right now, I want to point out one more thing that's on the listing section. It's our listing presentations, right? And I think we actually have a pre-listing packet. We have a property. This you got to download like today. You got to go download this. This is a 27-page listing presentation discussing all the ways that we market homes, right? We don't talk about listings to leads. It's all about you on every page of these things. And you can run ads on Facebook if you want to tell people how you market homes. You could share it for free on social media, right? You could run an ad on Google if you wanted to do that, right? E-flyer for your database, right? If you want to say, hey, I've got a really powerful way of marketing your home and you want to get that out once a month, copy and blast on your CRM, right? But you want to get familiar with these tools, even postcards and flyers and scripts, right? All of that is it, right? So that's on the listing marketing side. So we've talked about PDF guides. We talked about landing pages. I do want to go over here to social content real quick. Now, social content is a cool area because there's a lot of cool content. There's a lot of reasons why you should just be turning this on and getting it to your Facebook, getting it to Google, Twitter, and LinkedIn. But the reason why I'm bringing you here is that all those PDF guides I keep talking about, we auto post them throughout the year automatically for you. And we put a landing page behind it. So if somebody clicks on it, they can download it for free if they give you their contact information. So that's a free way of capturing leads. It takes part of the work. So it's just completely automated, right? So I definitely recommend taking advantage of our PDF guides. This is just one way of letting us do it for you automatically. So we've talked about PDF guides, landing pages, and we talked about listings. I need to go back to listings because remember when I mentioned the nearby homeowner letter and I said, Pat handwrites these envelopes, right? And she mails them out. I want to show you what it looks like when a home is sold, right? And because now when we see the seller social media post, it says, hey, our home is sold and we want to recommend you at your office for doing an excellent job. Here's your phone number and email in front of all my friends and family and colleagues to see. This is not a paid ad. This is a shared post from your homeowner. If you're selling somebody's home, my guess is they're probably pretty happy. You should email this tool to them, call them for 5 seconds, ask them to put them on their wall. Because when people click on this, they're going to see this cool website that we created. And after a few seconds, this call to action is going to pop up and offer them a free home value, right? And Now you're not capturing it from like random people on the internet. These are the friends and family of your current colleagues or your current clients, right? And so that's really the value of using that. I don't know how those crazy colors back there, but anyway, that's a big part of it. And people like Pat and many of our other clients use the nearby homeowner letter again when it's sold, right? So you're using it when it's just listed and you're using it again when it's sold. So I just wanted to remind you that. So we've got listings, we've got PDF guides, we've got landing pages, all designed to get you listing leads. The ad software is where things really get powerful. Okay. And before we talk about how to run an ad, and I hope you've taken my Facebook and Google ads class. And just while this page is baking, I want to point out that this call is recorded. All of Scott's coaching's calls are recorded, which I mentioned earlier today. And all of my calls are recorded. And they're right here on this page. I'm going to send this link to everybody right now. You should see it blinking in your area there in the chat panel. This is Facebook and Google ads, right? So it's a class on Facebook and Google. Scott's daily coaching calls are right here, the short form videos, right? Which is interesting. He did that 9 days ago. And in the mastermind group, I can see agents doing short form videos. So that's cool. And then get started and then top tools for more listings. Now, this call is top tools for more listings. And I highly recommend that you go see this one. You see this guy talking here from 3 weeks ago. He is talking about running a sold ad and how he gets a listing for 400 grand. And the guy wants to buy another home for 450 from a $50 ad. He's running a sold ad. So we're going to look at that in a minute. Okay. But anyway, I definitely recommend that you watch a few versions of our top tools for more listings class, because I don't always say the same thing. And this will help you get more listings if you know how to use all of the platform, right? So before I talk about how to run ads, I want to talk about this blue button here that says create audience. When you click that, you could create an audience for your favorite town, right? And I'm going to just say Orinda, and you upload the list. This is very important. Use this format. The spreadsheet needs to look like this. If you remember when I was saying buy a list of homes of your favorite farm market and then put it in your CRM to email blast and then mail letters to those people. Well, here you're going to take that same list and run ads on Facebook in front of them. This is what any real company wants to do. They don't throw out 2 ads a year and think their business is going to grow. They have consistent marketing plans on multiple channels. You can have that too by buying a list, creating a custom audience here, doing it in print and emailing them all throughout the year. Your business will grow if you're doing that. So it's really important that you use this format. When you buy a list, it's going to have maybe 20 or 30 columns of data, right? You need to save that because you're going to need it for other purposes. But then you need to save one with just those headings, those 4 columns right there, and you upload it and you import it, and it will live in your Facebook account until you cancel your Facebook. Even if you stop working with us, it's going to be there. Okay. And if you're going to be in real estate, I recommend you take advantage of this. And maybe for more than just one farm market, maybe 4 or 5, because you're going to want to dominate those markets. And if you're able to do it through print, Facebook, and e-flyers, it's going to be real hard to compete with you, right? You're going to be hitting this market from multiple directions. So once you've done that, let's talk about what you can do with Facebook. You can create a listing ad. And a great way to get seller leads is to run ads on properties that are sold. And always leave it on lead ads, okay? Because a lead ad means that the lead is pre-populated from the Facebook profile. So nobody is typing anything in, okay? It's their name, email, and phone number that's in their profile, and boom, it's sitting on the lead. Our clients love this, and that's why you need to be running ads like this, right? So you might want to be thinking, if I want to run 2 ads a month for getting listings, a sold property just like this would be a good way to do it. I do recommend that you click in this box and add anything that you think is relevant. Like you got 5, right? Or you sold 10K above asking, or you sold in 2 weeks, right? This gets people to look at these things a little bit more, right? And then click publish. Okay. Very easy. And this is how you do it on Facebook. I also want to point out, a lot of agents don't know this. The language on a home that is under contract or pending is the same. And so you can get leads this way as well, sometimes cheaper than they cost than seller leads for sold ads. But this is really a great way of getting out there and maybe mixing up your ads this way too. And then the other things you can do with Facebook is you can run ads on the PDF guides. You know that there's 40 of them. You know that they're branded on every page to you. And there are 40 for homeowners, right? So if you click that, we're going to bring you to a page showing you all of those reports. And you can just decide whatever one you want to use here. Home seller negotiation secrets. Okay. Lead ads so that you're going to get name, email, and phone number pre-populated, and publish. You do need to type in the name of the town, right? So I'm going to say Orinda, small town by me, boom, publish. And that's what will happen, right? So we know now we can run ads on PDF guides. We can run ads on listings. We can also run them on landing pages. And let's do one for Orinda. I actually have an Orinda landing page somewhere right here. And I'm going to type in the zip code. And click create ad. And I'm going to show you what it does. Now, here is where the challenge comes. It says, hey, 29 homes sold in Orinda in March. The high was here. This affects your home value. Get your free home value. Notice I have a picture in the background. That's the old Orinda Theater. It's probably 80 years old. It's when you get off the freeway, that's like right there. If you know this theater, Orinda, and again, you want that to speak to the local market. So here is the problem. Remember when I talked about the custom audiences? This is what most agents will think they want to do. This kind of like intuitive. Type in the name of your city and click publish. But let's go look at real world. And if you look at the real world, you're going to realize why Facebook doesn't help you out when running these kinds of ads. Now, it's not Facebook's fault. Facebook, if you are aware, was sued by NAR for running illegal ads, allowing realtors and lenders to run illegal ads, right? This white area right here that I'm moving my mouse around, that's Orinda. It's a small town. It's about 22,000 people. And let's see, hold on a second. What is the problem? Everybody in this map right now is within a 15-mile radius of Orinda. And that's the problem with Facebook. You're trying to target 22,000 people, but Facebook won't allow you to. They're going to show that ad to probably 500,000 people that don't live in Orinda, right? Maybe more, actually. I think that's far more. And so if you're living in a dense area, that could be a problem, right? If you live out in the country, right? You live out in the country somewhere where people are 30 minutes away from you, that could work, right? If I was like over here in some city like this, maybe that 15-mile radius won't hurt you, right? But for a lot of agents, it doesn't work. And that's why I've been talking about the custom audience, because you don't want to target there. You want to use retarget current leads and then name that audience whatever you want. And I have a custom seller audience that I can use here, and it will target those people, right? So the people on that list are going to see this ad if they're on Facebook in that 7-day period. If you're running home valuation ads like this, I really think you need to get a custom audience. And if you're going to be in real estate, I think you need to get a custom audience and be targeting those people, right? And then you say use that same list for targeting in email and same for targeting in mail, so that you really have a serious campaign for getting listings. I'm sure you're all aware with the NAR settlement, that buyer's agent compensation is a little bit nebulous starting July 1st. You're going to want to have your own listings. And I think the entire industry is going to start shifting that way. That means that being competitive in getting listings is going to be very serious. And I think this solution that we're talking about of having custom lists and targeting via Facebook, targeting via email and print is going to be a great solution to deal with that. So that's running home valuation ads, right? Now, we got to think about the number one website in the country, and that's Google. And you definitely want to think about Google if you want more listings. And there are two kinds of ads that you want to run. Landing page ads. So you could run a landing page ad on like the one we just did in Orinda. And then you click create ad and creating it. Yeah. And you here for Google, you do type in Orinda. There is no custom audience stuff there. Now, the thing about what I want you to understand with Google is we're creating ads that are on when somebody does a keyword search, right? And when they click on it, they're going to land on that page that you created. Okay. So that's why you want that page to speak to your local market. You can customize the language in here if you want. You can always customize your landing pages, but that's it. Now, we're using keywords. And when people type in the keywords, that's what this responds to. So I want to point out that the cost here is a $50 a day budget. And that's because Google leads are the most expensive leads, I think, of all the ad platforms. And that's because it's the number one website. And when people go there, they have a question, right? When you go to Google, there's nothing on Google except like this question bar. What is your question, right? And so when your ad responds to that and they click on it, there's a high intent, right? There's a high intent. When we're running it out on Facebook, I might be looking at pictures of what my friends did over the weekend or looking at stuff that I follow. I wasn't going there looking for an answer. When 86% of all questions in the US start on this webpage. And so if you want to compete on this webpage, you need to run an ad. If you try to do it in Google, I'm going to click on advanced options just to make you crazy. You got to do all these things, all these keywords. You got to know what they are. You got to write all these headlines and you got to write multiple descriptions. You need to know how to, so you don't need our software to do it. But if you want to do it easy, you need our software because then you just point to the landing page you want, you type in the city you want and you click publish. Now it's $50 a day. And what you have to think about is what is the cost per click? Right? Pay-per-click advertising is what this is. So in Dallas, like I don't know the cost across the country, but in Dallas, an ad like this, one lead costs $30. In Pennsylvania, one lead like this costs $22. In Utah, $17. And in Canada, up in Vancouver on the West Coast, these leads cost $200 each US. So they're all over the map. And really, I think the pricing is based on competition. So if you're in a high dense place with a lot of competitors, this could be really an expensive option, right? But you want to maybe do this search, right, yourself and find out who's paying for that space, right? When I type in, how do I sell my home? Or what are my taxes on my home when I sell my home? And all those questions, you probably want to know that. And if you want to compete there, then you do it by running ads with our tools here. So what we did just now on Google was a home valuation landing page. But remember, we have those PDF guides and there are 40. So you could choose any of those 40 PDF guides. And if people type in those words, you have a chance of popping up, right? So that's the nature of that. So we'll just do 5 dangers of overpricing again. The thing about Google is you just need to type in the name of the town and much simpler. If you try to do this in Google, oh my God, it is horrible. I think I've run one ad on Google in my whole life and it was ugly. I don't think agents want to be doing that, but you want to because you want to be competing there. but you just don't want to have to deal with that ad software. It's just insane. And I think that's one of the reasons why if you pay companies to run ads for you on Google, it's always some really ridiculously high fee and you don't even know what they're doing because they know what they're doing and then they're not going to teach you. We know what realtors are trying to achieve with Facebook and Google, and that's why we can boil down your ads to 2 clicks, right? So what we've discussed here today, I want to open it up for questions if you have any questions, because that's my story here. You've got landing pages to help you get ads. You've got PDF guide to help you get listing leads. You got PDF guides to help you get listing leads. You got 40. You can run ads on your sold properties and pending properties and under contract properties to get listing leads on Facebook. And you can run ads on Google. There's a lot of platforms basically that you can attack your farm markets on with email, with print, with Facebook ads, with Google ads. And you want to be using all this, right? You want to be going in all directions because getting listings, it was never really easy, but it's going to get more competitive. And this is a really competitive strategy to be growing your farm market. So I don't see any questions. So I want to say thanks for joining me today. This call is being recorded. It will be on this page, which you should have a link to now. It's our YouTube video page. So thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great week. Let our support team know if you're not in the mastermind group, just ask the support team to get you in there and ask them also to get you to the coaching call. I think everybody should be joining on that call. They're not as long as mine. Mine are like an hour long, I think, because sometimes they're like 15, 20, 30 minutes, but they're on a specific part of the platform. And I think the more of those you get on, the better it's going to be for you. All right, everybody. Thanks and have a great week. Bye-bye.